Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB games scheduled for Saturday, May 24th, 2025. If you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Put your baseball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily rundown best bet in Major League Baseball, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Saturday in baseball. First up, we got the Royals and the Twins. We got Michael Wacha and Zebby Matthews as the starters. Now, we talked about how Zebby Matthews was pitching really well in the minor leagues, and then he got called up and faced the Brewers in his season debut and struggled, giving up three innings, 4 earned runs, 3 walks. He did have 5 strikeouts, so he was still earning those missed bats, but the control was off a little bit. No home runs given up, but still not his best outing. And now he faces a Royals team that got to him pretty well last year in about 30 plate appearances. The current Royals lineup put together a .656 expected slugging percentage and a low strikeout rate with a high xWOB at .435. I don't love this spot for Matthews. I do think eventually he's going to be a key part of this Twins rotation or bullpen, but right now, up against Wacha, who's in solid form, even though he's given up a lot of base runners as of late, he's still pitching well. He's got good numbers against the current Twins lineup. The current Twins lineup's already shorthanded with a few missing, key contributors. So I got to roll with the Royals in this game on the money line in what should be a low-scoring game. Next up, we've got the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. We've got Merrill Kelly and Matthew Liberatore as the starters. Now, I do think this is a pretty close matchup, but I'm going to side with the Diamondbacks in this game. They've really improved offensively against left-handed pitching in the month of May compared to April. And, they already had a low strikeout rate and a high walk rate against both righties and lefties, but the OPS and ISO is really lacking against lefties in the month of April. But, so far in May, it's top 15 in both OPS and ISO. And I think that Liberatore, while he's pitched, very well and a sub-2 ERA at Busch Stadium, I still think that Kelly is the better option on the mound for Arizona. He's in great form himself. He's earning some missed bats. He's got 19 strikeouts the last 2 starts. I think that the Diamondbacks win this game in a close one. I'm going to go with Arizona on the money line at Busch Stadium. Next up, the Milwaukee Brewers taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. You got Quinn Priester and Mitch Keller as the starters. I think the Pirates have a pretty sizable starting pitching advantage in this game. I talked about how Priester was pitching really well in his first couple of starts, but there were some pretty significant regression concerns in his game, and he's had mixed results recently. We saw some good outings against the Astros and Guardians, but still not really earning a lot of strikeouts. The walks are still an issue. He's given up at least 1 home run his last 2 starts and 3 of his last 4. And while the Pirates are one of the worst lineups in baseball, that's for sure, they are putting together better at-bats, in my opinion, against both lefties and righties. And in the month of May, their strikeout rate against right-handed pitching is low. Their walk rate is up. And I think they can score a few runs off of Quinn Priester. Now, Mitch Keller does not have the best career numbers against the current Brewers lineup, that's for sure. But he's still in solid form overall. He's coming off a good outing. I think Keller will be good enough in this game for the Pirates to win it. I'm going to roll with Pittsburgh in this one on the money line at PNC Park. Next up, the San Francisco Giants taking on the Washington Nationals. No official starter right now for San Francisco, but we should see Jake Irvin going for Washington. And Irvin, when you look at the underlying numbers, not the best. The expected numbers aren't great. He is in the bottom, half of the league in average exit velocity, hard hit percentage. I think there are some pretty significant regression concerns in Irvin's game. And, the Giants, we'll have to see who they go with on the mound, but we know that their bullpen's been one of the best in baseball. I think they'll be able to get on the board early against Jake Irvin and coast to a victory in this game. I think the Nationals are a team, and we've already, backed them plenty of times this season in the underdog role, that we're going to find value with the rest of the way. I think they're a lot better than expectations going into the season. But for me, this is not one of those games like I see them competing in. Irvin against the current Giants lineup has got a .575 expected slugging percentage, .390 xWOBA. While I don't love the Giants lineup overall, I still think they can get to Irvin for a few and win this game. So give me San Francisco on the money line on the road. Next up, we got the Chicago Cubs taking on the Cincinnati Reds. We got Colin Ray and Andrew Abbott as the starters. Now, Colin Ray in his career at Great American Ballpark, not the best numbers. Even though he's 3-0, his ERA is above 5, and I think that he could be in trouble in this game. He's pitched really well this season, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold that sub-3 ERA for that much longer. And Andrew Abbott's been so strong at Great American and overall this season, 3-0 with a 1.8 ERA, even better numbers at Great American Ballpark with a 2-0 record, a sub-1 ERA. I got to roll with the Reds in this one at a solid price. I think Cincinnati can take this game in more of a lower scoring game than what we're used to at Great American, but still a win that Cincinnati picks up. Next up, we got the San Diego Padres taking on the Atlanta Braves. We've got Michael King and Grant Holmes as the starters. I like the under in this game. I've mentioned I think Grant Holmes is a really underrated piece in this Braves rotation. While he struggled early on his first couple of starts and his ERA was a little bit steep on paper, now he's down at 4.01 on the season. He's in great form. I think he has a quality start and hands it over to a good bullpen. Then you got the San Diego Padres, Michael King, and a good bullpen themselves. King has got better numbers at home, of course, at Petco Park, a very pitcher-friendly ballpark, but still, decent numbers on the road. He's missing bats recently, 16 strikeouts his last 2 starts. I'm going to roll with the under in San Diego, Atlanta. Next up, we got the Seattle Mariners taking on the Houston Astros. We got Framber Valdez and Brian Wu as the starters. Now, while over the years it's been tough to go against Framber when he's pitching at home, for me, I think it's really tough to go against Brian Wu right now with the fact that he's just been a winning machine for Seattle. They've won his last 5 starts. He's 5-1 overall this season. And when you look at Framber Valdez, pitching with the Astros his entire career, pitching in the AL West and facing this Mariners lineup quite often, he's got over 240 plate appearances against the current Mariners lineup. And while the numbers are solid, they're definitely not untouchable. The Mariners have a pretty high expected slugging percentage of 419, a 343 xWOBA. And then you look at Seattle's numbers in the month of May against left-handed pitching. Their isolated power and team OPS are very strong with a pretty low strikeout rate, at least for Seattle standards, and a high walk rate to go with it. I'm going to roll with the Mariners in this one on the money line on the road. Next up, we've got the Rangers and the White Sox. We've got Jack Leiter and Jonathan Cannon as the starters. Now, Jack Leiter, we know he struggled in his first couple of starts back from the injury, but now his last 2 games, 2 quality starts against the Rockies and the Astros. I think he's going to be sharp in this game against the White Sox as well. And, Jonathan Cannon, he's pitched well this season. He's pitched even better at Guaranteed Rate Field, but his expected numbers aren't the best. And I think the Rangers will be able to find a few runs off him and then score a few off the White Sox bullpen, which I still think is one of the weakest bullpens in Major League Baseball. So I'm going to roll with the Rangers in this one on the run line on the road. Next up, we got the New York Yankees taking on the Colorado Rockies. Max Fried and Kyle Freeland are the projected starters. One of the more lopsided pitching matchups we're going to see this season. Max Fried has been excellent this year, 6-0 with a 1.29 ERA, the best ERA in Major League Baseball for qualifying pitchers, 60 strikeouts in 62 2/3. Fried's not necessarily a strikeout pitcher, but he's still mixing in some missed bats. His control's been excellent. He's a top 10 in WHIP as well, and he also has great numbers at Coors Field, and that's a key for me. Fried's pitched in the National League most of his career. He's pitched a few games at Coors Field, I believe over 20 innings with a sub-3 ERA. And you got Kyle Freeland on the other side, who had a really good start to the season, a great spring training, but has been miserable ever since. Now, his last start against the Phillies was pretty solid, but still gave up 7 base hits in 5 1/3 innings, and still ended up being a 9-3 loss final score. Freeland's got an ERA above 7, almost above 8 at home this season at Coors Field, 0-3 record. I got to back the Yankees in this one, laying 2.5, maybe even 3.5 runs in this one. Next up, the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. Jose Barrios and Shane Baz are the starters. I like the over in this game. We saw the last time these two pitchers met, it was an 11-9 final score, and that was at the Rogers Center. Now you're pitching at Steinbrenner Field, where we've seen a lot of high-scoring games already this season. We've seen Shane Baz really struggle at Steinbrenner Field with an ERA above 6. Barrios does not have great numbers against the current Rays lineup, and I think we see a lot of runs in this one, a lot of home runs, and 2 starting pitchers I just don't trust in this particular matchup. So give me the over in Toronto, Tampa Bay. Next up, we got the Cleveland Guardians taking on the Detroit Tigers. We got Luis Ortiz and Casey Mize as the starters. Now, Casey Mize making his first start back since May 8th. He was pitching really well before the injury. He was 6-1 with a sub-3 ERA. But while we've seen many times this season, starting pitchers return from injury, not look the same, not be in that same form in their first or second start back. It does take pitchers a little while to get back into that form. And I worry about Mize in this game. I think that Luis Ortiz has really impressed as of late. I mean, we know he's struggled overall this season, but his last 2 starts against the Reds and the Phillies, 11 innings combined of 3-run baseball with 16 strikeouts to go with it. Ortiz is really, I've never seen him miss this many bats this year. He's got well over a strikeout per inning. He's been impressive as of late, and I think that the Guardians are going to back him up against Mize, who I also don't expect to pitch too deep into this ball game. And I also think that the Guardians bullpen, while it's not been the start that they hoped for, is still one of the better bullpens in Major League Baseball. So I'm rolling with the Guardians in this one on the money line on the road. Next up, we got the Dodgers and the Mets from Citi Field. We've got Tony Gonsolin and David Peterson as the projected starters. Now, David Peterson's not really, pitched well against this Dodgers lineup. The current Dodgers lineup has seen him about 100 plate appearances, and in those matchups, Peterson's got a 604 expected slugging percentage, a 343 expected batting average, and a low strikeout rate to go with it. And then you add to the fact that in the month of May, the Dodgers have just crushed left-handed pitching. Now, their BABIP is super high. You can mention, it's a little bit, I would say luck has definitely played a role, but a 989 team OPS, a 253 isolated power. The Dodgers are crushing lefties in May. And Peterson, while he's pitched well this season and he's in good form, I do worry about him quite a bit. Also, an issue I've seen with Peterson, his control's starting to go a little bit. We've seen 3+ walks his last 3 games. So while he's still earning those strikeouts and keeping the ball on the ground, getting out of jams, I don't love that he's putting a lot of guys on via the free pass, and the Dodgers are the type of team to take advantage of that. Now, I don't think Gonsolin's going to be perfect in this game either. He doesn't have the best numbers against the Mets lineup. We know the Mets offense has been strong at Citi Field, so I do lean towards the over in this game, but I also expect the Dodgers to win it, so give me LA and the over in this one. Next up, we've got the Miami Marlins taking on the Los Angeles Angels. Cal Quantrill and Jose Soriano are the starters. We got a Cal Quantrill immaculate inning before GTA 6. I mean, less than 120 pitchers in Major League Baseball history have had an immaculate inning. Cal Quantrill in 2025 is one of those guys. I mean, he's got an ERA above 6 on the season. It's not always been pretty. We've seen some really rough outings, but the Marlins are 3-2 in his last 5 starts, and those include wins over the Mariners on the road and the Dodgers when they were a sizable underdog in that game, 5-4 in extra innings. Quantrill's been competitive as of late. I think he's going to be competitive in this outing. Soriano's not got the best numbers at Angel Stadium this year. The Marlins have been a lot better against right-handed pitching than lefties in the month of May and overall this season. I think this is a situation where the Angels are a little bit overvalued because of their recent winning ways, and I think Quantrill can keep the Marlins competitive in this game and keep it within at least a run. If not, give the Marlins a chance to win it outright. So I'm going to go with Miami here plus the 1.5 runs on the run line. Next up, we got the Phillies and the Athletics. Christopher Sanchez for Philadelphia. No official starter for the A's. Not my favorite game on the board. Probably my least favorite game, honestly, for the Saturday card because we got that lack of information from the A's. And I don't really love backing the Phillies only 2 days removed from a Coors Field series. But I still think that Sanchez can put together a solid outing. I think the Phillies bullpen can back him up. We'll see who the A's go with on the mound, but we know that the A's have overall not played great baseball in the last couple of weeks, and now they're 8-17 going into Friday night's game at home this season. So I'm going to roll the Phillies in a lean on the money line and run line. And that's it. Those are the games for Saturday in Major League Baseball. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium, and there is a link in the description. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.